Yo, 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 what's good, everybody? It is your boy Six Dudes, co-host here at SR Broadcast, Super Rights Broadcast. I want to give a shout out to all the co-hosts, shout out to all of our supporters, all of our sponsors, and partnerships. So shout out to Pod Productions, Spill Records, One Underground TV, Cali Media, and shout out the whole team, everybody popping in. Shout out David Pistols, Flacco PTR, Dreamer BGS, Rome, Lil Tank, Clumsy, Trips ODG, all that. All the co-hosts. But let's get to it today. What we're here for. We're here for a dope music artist coming out of where he will tell you next. And if y'all want to know his name, I'll go ahead and let him tell you himself. So go ahead, boss. The people know where you from, what you rapping, you know what I mean, doing your thing for
Mhm.
your city and your music and what you do.
Bet. My name is Route7grxnt's. I'm from Richfield, Connecticut, and I make music and I edit music videos. I'm also a music video director, but I really just make music. So, you know, that's just me. It's my thing.
Heck yeah, man. And you said Route 7 Grant is your name?
Correct.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shout out to Route 7 Grant. Make sure you guys go check him out on Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook, all that, everywhere where he's at. Tap in with him, show him some love, show him some support. All my new people, go ahead, subscribe to him on YouTube, on SoundCloud. We're going to listen to a song called Rich Drug Addict featuring Bandana Saint, and
Hmm.
shout out to y'all. So, y'all want to tap in, go ahead and tap in now. But we're going to start out with a song and then we're going to pop in for the questions. I want to thank you for coming on. I appreciate you for coming on here. All love, all respect. You already know.
Thank you, boss. I appreciate it. I was gonna say, you have a clue, ain't know what to do. Oh yeah.
Shout Turk.
Yes, sir. That's my friends. What would you do if you were just me? What would you do?
Top down, he shot like the plug. It's a me on
You
top
was my
that drugs. I
cousin.
got a case, sit in my waist. Clear the crowd, I shot at the place. On this track, I'm with band of the same. Running my cup and I'm sipping that drink. You bitch see me and they hold this fake. That boy the rat, no people talking again. You degrees, don't take those marks and walk into work. Bitch, stop with the talking, man. I'm the road truck,
Fuck
running.
up in
Hear
my
me on
book.
the hot line, he's there, work there, hot damn, then that's getting shot. I ain't double cut, I've been sipping that walk. I ain't stop with a cow, and then stop. Brand new year, my
Years
scars a lot. They got it hoes, I'm the fucking, I'm done. Spun around, put a switch on the block. Pills to the blue, Percocet, and take away pain and working, yeah. How my brother, he was on the tell. Bullets really good, but bulletproof vest. For that shit, we don't hit me in the head. Hit him on, get on me, and death. I get a bad bitch, you don't need that. Call off the O, I fell on my drug check. Scratching the ops, right up the list. I'm living on my own, living on care. Late night, start to reminisce. I'll call that daddy,
haven't
he
done
breaking
him
his
break the
spirit.
script.
Yeah, y'all say too. That's Rich Drug Addict again by Route 7 Grant featuring Bandana Saint. Make sure y'all go follow
Sir.
on SoundCloud. But yeah, man, let's hop straight into the questions, man. So again, this is based off information. I try to remind all the artists that was given to me. I don't want people to feel all bombarded. And again, feel free to not answer any questions. And we never try to ask questions in a bad shade of light. We do our best to try to show love and respect and just ask some different questions. So for number one, you mentioned growing up, and again, this isn't to point that out because regardless, everybody blessed, everybody's situations are different, but
Of
has
course.
no into that. The point is, you mentioned growing up in a 5 bedroom, 5 bath home with a lawyer father. What was your childhood like before everything changed?
So my childhood was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. I was pretty blessed. I grew up in a, you feel me, a pretty a big home. I'm not gonna sit here in front like I had it bad or anything. You know what I mean? Because like in terms of growing up, I feel like I definitely got very blessed by life. But my story is very interesting and it's kind of one of a kind. You feel me? So I was growing up from like 1 years old all the way to 10 years old. I was with my dad. He was a criminal defense attorney. Um, He specialized in that, but he also branched out and he did a little bit of family law. He actually represented this big client named Thomas Ravenel. He was on a reality TV show called Southern Charm,
Okay.
and he got him off the hook for some pretty big charges. Regardless of your opinion of him and his actions, I'm talking about Thomas Ravenel. My dad was a good lawyer. He was good at his job. You know what I mean? So he also played polo on the side with the horses and stuff. So he we'd travel a lot on his plane to different states, and I'd go watch him play polo. He owned a couple horses. He owned like 5 of them. So I'd always go watch him play. And yeah, so around like 2018 when I was like 10 years old, you feel me? Around there, he unfortunately passed away in a plane crash. Yeah, he basically what happened with the plane is the gauge malfunctioned and it said they were going on the altitude of 7,000 feet, and it ended up going on 10,000 feet, and they ended up losing consciousness and the plane went down and crashed. And the craziest thing about that is I was supposed to be on that flight, going from Long Island to, I think it was going to South Carolina. So I was supposed to be going with them, but I chose to chill out with my mom in Connecticut instead. So, that saved my life at the time. So if I went with them on that flight, I would be dead. You guys would not be talking to me today. So, there's articles you could look up, everything's verifiable. So, it's crazy. It's a blessing. I feel like I got saved by God. I definitely got a purpose on this earth. And I feel like my purpose is to edit music videos, make music. And I know I'm going to make it because God kept me here for a reason. So that's a little bit on how I grew up.
Man, that's crazy, bro. That's deep, bro. That's deep, bro. And I want to say, I apologize that you had to go through that, with your father, and I'm kind of glad I brought it up the way I did because I want people to know I didn't point all that out to be like, oh, this is what this gentleman had. Nah, it's because as you just heard, his story is not your average. You know what I mean? And it may seem that way to other people. They can have their other opinions, and I like what you said too. What you pointed about your father is that his job is to be a lawyer. There's going to be some clients. I'm not too familiar with his client, but point is that regardless of, he was great at his job. That was his job. It's the same way. It's like okay, I know we do music, right? There's a
Yeah,
lot of music industry you don't know nothing about. I mean, look at today. I want to bring it up, but even that David character, right? You don't know
yeah.
people.
Ooh,
You get what I'm trying to
disgusting,
say? So
disgusting.
yeah, so you get what I mean is that you don't know who you're around. You know what I'm saying? But sadly, a lot of times artists that even had unfortunately be around him, that was their job. Now if they have the decision after to still rock with dude, that's on them. But that's kind of what I mean is that your father just did his job, and as a lawyer, he's gonna have to have some cases that people may not agree with, but that's his job to be a lawyer. His job isn't to have emotions, his job isn't to have feelings, his job is to do
Is
that
to
job.
represent your client, correct?
So yeah, as a lawyer, a lot of people don't understand that, But and it is what it is. But my whole point is, salute to your father. I don't know the relationship you had with him. I would rather just out of respect for him, just not get too deep into that. Obviously, you can speak
That's
about what
fine.
you want, and you can go ahead and talk about what you like. But I just want to respect for you what you went through. But yeah, man, that's crazy, and I respect you for sharing that story because exactly that. I want people to know that is no matter how good in life you have, it could change like that.
Like
It could
this.
change like that, bro. So I think that's really powerful what you said. I'm glad you're using your purpose for to help other people out, whether it's with music, something you love and you're passionate about, which is music. So honestly, bro, just keep pushing for yourself and for your family. And it's just I want to continue. I'm gonna let these questions come, but honestly, you put it very perfectly. But again, feel free. And if you feel like if any of these questions, because mind you, he's like Grammarly to help me with the spelling and all that. Yes, I can spell, but I just try to make them sound a little better. But again, it was based off your information. So I'm gonna continue. But before we advance, if you feel like anything and it shouldn't be, feel free to be like, hey, you know what? I'd rather not answer that question or next question. You know what I'm saying? Out of
All
all
right, for
respect.
sure. I'll
Yeah.
definitely
So,
let you know.
so your dad was a criminal defense attorney, but also ran. Wait. I don't. No, honestly, I don't even know why that put that in. There's nothing bad. It's just that don't. That just would rather scared from things like that. Anyway, question 3. It's nothing bad. I'll show you after, but I just don't even know why Grammarly put it in those words because that sounds a little like disrespectful. Yeah, Grammarly.
Yeah, what happened?
Well, nah, it's nothing
I don't
bad.
care. I don't care. I just want to know.
Nah, it just said something about, and again, it's information you gave me, and Grammarly could have processed it differently. It said your father, I'm gonna say allegedly. There we go. Allegedly, also ran a Ponzi scheme that
Oh
scammed.
yeah,
How
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna
how did
lie. He allegedly
that
did
shape
that.
perspective on life, man? And,
Yeah,
and that's crazy. It's nothing bad. I just didn't want it to come out like I'm throwing
yeah,
shade at
nah.
him. You know?
It's
Yeah.
cool. It's not throwing shade, you know. I ain't gonna lie. I could elaborate on that if you want. Like, you
Hey,
know,
go
it
ahead.
happened. It happened. You know what I mean? It happened. That's how he was able to pay for the house. So I mean, it happened. You know what I mean? Like actually at the funeral of my dad's funeral, like we had people coming up to us and they were like, yo, you know your dad stole this amount of money from us. You know your dad stole this amount of money from us. You know your dad stole this. You know your dad stole that. And I'm like, bro, at the funeral, it's crazy. You know what
You
I
couldn't have
mean?
waited until after or at all. Like, yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, like out of respect for me, bro, it's like it's whatever though. I mean, it happened, you know, and as an artist, I feel like I have to be open about my story and direct about my story about everything that happened, you know what I mean? Cause, you know, I mean, I'm a very, you feel me? I gotta be direct about it because I feel like for the fans that could definitely like add like a connection with the artist. Maybe someone else is going through something like that. And, you know, I mean, not exactly because it's a very unique story, but maybe someone's going through something similar. Their father also passed away in a plane crash. Maybe could add like a layer of like, oh, I can relate to this guy. You know what I mean? You know, just make sure people are not alone. You know what I mean? And feelings of loss and feelings of grief. You know, having people die that way. You know.
No, yeah, 100%, man. And I also want to say too, I don't want people to say my expression for the question in no shape or form. Do I think it's hilarious? I was just more nervous of the question because I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
it's like a nervous laugh.
yeah,
I
yeah.
get it,
I was
bro.
like, wait, because again, like exactly what you said, bro. Out of respect, like your father, and I want people to make it very clear: nobody's perfect in this lifetime, and you don't know what he had to do to feed his family. So, yeah, again, that's why I said the way it was worded. Again, I will say I use an app to help me with questions to sound more, how can I say, professional. But other than that, it's never to disrespect anybody or try to point out the flaws. And I want people to know too, I'm glad that you're transparent about your life and real about it, because exactly that, if we're not real about ourselves and our life, and at the end of the day, people don't get no points disrespecting people or judging people they've never met or knew, because again, from the outside looking in, it's easy to see what you think, but if you don't know what's going on there every day, anybody's easy to judge. I'm gonna say it like this: I don't want to bring
Mhm.
up my boy situation, but let's just say my hermano, my boy. I ain't gonna say names right now, but bro grew up to where a lot of people would see his life and automatically assume like, oh, bro, but not understanding that everybody goes through something different and everybody struggles differently, and life can change like that. And just because it doesn't look like the way you're struggling doesn't mean people don't have their own everyday struggles. You know what I'm saying? We all have our own trials and tribulations, and people need to stop looking at somebody and right away assuming just because they got it good that their life is good. You know what I'm
100%. They could
saying?
be struggling with something, you know what I mean? And I appreciate you for shining light on that. You know what I mean? I appreciate you for shining light on that.
No, yeah, because I say that because one thing I'm grateful for is that, here's the thing, man. Even the life I live, I know people like, oh, it was a hard life. Honestly, bro, I was blessed. I say that isn't because it's kind of the same here. I can relate in the sense of my life started off a little bit well off ish, for the most part, considering where I came from, right? And
Mhm.
things change. My grandparents too, the ones that took care of me, they got senile, and eventually, all houses, their kids scam them. Like everyone knows my grandparents' story that knows. And one day in the interview, I'll share it more intricate when I have the time. But just in short terms, their own kids got together with an attorney and scammed their own parents out of money and let them pass away in a roach infested house. Crazy, right? Their
Sad, man.
own
I'm
kids.
sorry you got to go through that, bro. Hell yeah, bro. That's sad.
But hey, man, it's life though, and I want to say respect for what you went through too, bro. Is that because truth is you're being strong about it. I know most people that would have crashed out. Now I'm sure nobody's perfect. That's not the point in life, but we're all human, and I can see just by your attitude, you know what I mean, that you're trying to do better things. So it's like again, everybody does
Hmm.
their dirt, whatever it may be in this world. Nobody is God. Nobody's perfect. Walking on water. So it's just the fact that I can tell there's at least genuineness in your heart, bro. That's all I'm
Thank
trying to
you.
get at. You know, I know a lot of people that fake the funk and talk about they're humble, they're this, they're that, but energy never lies. And anybody knows that
Facts.
energy never lies. So
Hmm.
keep doing your thing, bro. Keep pushing. But I'm gonna go ahead and jump to it. My whole point of me bringing all these hardcore questions up right away is just the point that is that no matter how good you think people are doing, stop assuming. No matter what you think
Yes.
people got popping, don't think that they're not struggling, they're not hurting, they're not having their own issues as well. Because I can tell you right now, I'm pretty sure if you could tell people right now, you would trade everything back to have you know what I'm saying?
Most definitely, I would
You
trade. I
know,
would trade all this music. I would trade all the money in the world to have a father figure back in my life. And it's like I do have father figures in my life. You know, I got my uncle. I got like a lot of that was my dad's brother. I got like a lot of people who support me and rock with me in my corner. But it just hits different. It feels like you got a void in your heart that you can't really replace without growing up without a dad. Like I kind of grew up with a dad, but like past 10, not really having your dad there for your teens, it kind of does something to you. It forces you to be the man of the household, forces you to provide any way you can. So
now you know what, and I don't even mind extending a little bit for this. I'm add in here and say this, and for the people that always, I'm only pointing it out, even though I shouldn't have to explain. I talk very fast, so I have a mumbling problem sometimes, and hey, it is what it is.
I feel you, man. It's all good.
But point is, let me slow it down, take a breath for a second. Is that
Mm-hmm.
that's something strong to talk about and deep because a lot of people don't realize that everybody's not fortunate enough to have father figures or somebody there, because I don't care nobody says, look, and there's no disrespect to the people that have been there and stepped in my life and in your life as well. But the truth is, bro, when it's not your father, I hate to say it, there's nothing wrong with saying mentally, emotionally, it just don't hit the same. And it's not on purpose. It's the same way
Mm-hmm.
you have a mother and a father for a reason. You came from them. It's a deeper connection than just being there, the same way it's nothing personal that I love my nephews and nieces, but of course they're going to be closer to their mom and dad. Common sense, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So that's just what it is. Is that the reason why I'm bringing it up is that I'm glad that you're grateful that you see that. You're one of those people to say that, because for the people out here that don't appreciate the good parents, because I know people like that. I've had to cut people off like that to where they actually do have it, but they don't see it. They don't
Mm-hmm.
appreciate the mom they have or the dad they have. I say it all the time. It's it to be all boo hoo, sad story, six deuce, but people don't know what it's like. At least some people don't. A lot of people do, to where they don't have to stress. The simple stuff I see people argue with about, man, my mom or my dad's too nosy. Man, bro, I wish my mom and dad were too nosy
That's
because
because they care.
exactly, because they
And
care. You know, I wish they would check on me, not, oh, you're already almost 25, 30. Now can we talk about it? Which again, don't hold grudges. I want to say it's never too late. Time's too short. Don't hold a grudge, but at the same time, stand your ground. Don't get messed over. That's another cliche. Yes, you can live and let go, but sometimes, bro, when you let everything go easily, people are gonna step all over you. So know the difference, know your limit, have
Mhm.
self-respect. But we're gonna jump in. Prince, what I was saying is to get to the next question is that if you guys don't have people, I
You
pray that
gotta.
you can become those people for yourselves, because that is a lot of things people don't talk about that's unspoken of. It's not just the son, but the daughter. You know, I know women and young women and young men that had to be that early because they didn't have that and they had no choice to be, you know. And then for the people that take for granted that you do have a present father and a present mother, take advantage of that in a good way, not take
The
advantage
thing
of a bad way, you know.
the thing about it is you don't appreciate it till it's gone. You know what I mean? You gotta appreciate your father and your mother and all your family while they're still here. And you don't truly realize the impact they have on your life until they are gone. So I cannot stress this enough. Everybody watching right now, go tell your family members you love them. Even if it's a simple text, simple hug, you know what I mean? You feel me? After this interview is over, get up and tell your family you love them, because they could be gone like this and you don't appreciate it until it's gone.
Yes, sir. Hey, nah, and that's real, bro. So what I'm gonna do next, I want to give all salute to you, bro. And I'm glad we had this conversation. But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm not gonna zoom through these questions, but I'm gonna go ahead and throw a bunch of them at you, and just I'm not limiting on how long you can talk or how much you can answer them. But go ahead and with these questions, I'm gonna run through about 12 to 13 more of them, and then we'll go ahead and let you do your shout outs, all that other stuff, and everything you feel like you got to say. But yeah, man, go ahead and I'm gonna start off. Let's do it. So
Bet.
number three, polo and private planes were part of your childhood. Did you realize at the time how different that lifestyle was compared to others?
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't. My dad always tried to put it into perspective, like, yo, you're blessed with this. But at the time, like when I was living through that, I didn't really realize it. You know, I was just being a kid until like later on in life, I realized, damn, I kind of had it well off as a kid. But you know, at the time, I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought everyone did this, but I was kind of out of
I
touch.
thought everybody balled out.
Yeah, like yeah,
God,
I thought I was very out of touch as a kid. I'm not gonna lie, but
type
at the same
shit.
time, I was a kid. I was just having fun. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But
Yeah.
I thought everyone did it.
Hey, that's lit, bro. Hey, I'm sorry, that was the perfect response. Bro said, I thought everybody balled
Yeah.
out. That's a boss ass shit. He said, oh, that's hilarious in a good way. Bro's crazy, man. Bro's crazy. Uh, but yeah, so no, number four, at just 10 years old, your father unfortunately tragically passed away in a plane crash. How do you remember that day, if you don't mind speaking about it?
I got you. I'll definitely elaborate a little bit on it. So I remember the night before, I was on the deck of my house, and I think so. Basically, what happened, my dad, he was a little bit of a player. He kind of had a side piece. And I, like, before, like, my dad passed away, like, I met his side piece. I didn't, at the time, I was a kid. Like, I didn't know that's my dad's side piece. You feel me?
You just thought it was
But, and his side piece actually passed away in the plane with him. So that's crazy. But his side piece and my dad came to the house where my mom was at. And, you know, my mom was very annoyed that my dad was cheating on her, as any woman rightfully would be. You know what
correct.
I mean? So, you know, I definitely don't want to invalidate her feelings. She definitely had a right to feel that way. But they went to the house, right? So we was on the deck, and originally I was gonna, because I just came back from Atlanta. So we went to South Carolina, then we went to Florida, and we went to Atlanta, all in a span of 4 months. So we was on the road for his polo tournament. So we went to the Coca-Cola factory in Atlanta with my dad and his side piece, and we went to Six Flags Atlanta. And then we came back to Connecticut for a bit, and they were gonna go back to South Carolina. So I was like, I kind of want to chill at the crib, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't want to go. Like, originally I was gonna go back with them, but then something, like, I had that gut feeling, you know, you gotta trust your gut feeling. So I stayed back, and they went on the plane and passed away. So if I was gonna go there with them, I would be dead. Like, you wouldn't be talking to me. I'd be kaput, lights out. You know what I mean?
So what I want to say next actually continues off of that and is the fifth question. You said you're supposed to be on that flight. Uh, More specifically, I know you said you had a feeling in your stomach. How was that moment surviving by chance? Like, how did that influence the way you lived after? Like, how did that change your mentality?
It definitely changed my mentality by being more grateful for the people I have around me. Like my mom. Like, honestly, without my mom, I don't know what I'd do. Like, seriously, like, I love my mom to death. That woman is the reason why I am alive today. That woman, my mom saved me from a plane crash. You know what I mean? So I'm sorry if I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm passionate about this, but like, my mom's the reason why I'm alive, you know what I mean? So that influenced me by just telling her every day I love her, being more grateful for my friends and fellow artists in the space, And yeah, it just made me more grateful, and definitely put shit in perspective. That it made me more grounded in reality too. Like, we moved out that house after my pops passed away, so like I live pretty regularly now. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm still up. Like, I found a way to hustle, but I'm pretty grounded. Like, I live in reality now. I'm not as out of touch, but also I'm very grateful for the people around me.
Facts. Now you know what, bro, and I respect that, and no need to apologize, bro. You have every right to be passionate about your craft, your family, everybody, bro. That's something to be passionate about, you know. And if you don't have a passion, man, it's a boring life, man. You know what I'm saying? So hey, shout out to you, bro, for doing your thing. So we will move on with number 6.
Okay.
Uh, what was the first song you wrote that really felt like this was my first official song?
Oh man, I've been doing music for a minute. Like, I've been, dang. I remember, like, I'm trying to think, because it was definitely one back in the day. It was I've released so much music I can't even put a number on it. But if I had to say a song, I'm trying to think. I would definitely say the my most recent song with Bandana Saint.
Okay.
But I've been making music for a couple years. I remember, like, um with this artist, his name's Two Phone Ace. It was one of my very good friends. He's like a brother to me, and we used to go to my house, and he used to pull up, bro. We used to record and stuff on my mic on FL Studio. You know what I mean? He's, for me, unfortunately locked up right now. He's in prison. You know what I mean? I'm not really going to get into his business, on why, because that's not for me to tell. But yeah, free him, free Ace till it's backwards. He used to pull up. We used to smoke mad weed at my crib. We used to just make
Shit.
music. It was dumb fun.
Now I know, free your boy, man. Real talk, and I hope, like I said, he's out soon, and I hope God blesses all you guys and everybody. 1 second, just checking on my child.
He gonna be out 2027, like
Okay.
2020, early 2027.
Type
So
shit, man. Type shit, bro. Can't wait to see him out soon, bro. Hopefully get an interview with him, all that too, bro. So
hell
yeah,
yeah.
let's go ahead and jump into these next few questions for sure, for sure. I'm gonna go ahead and say, so some people might see your background and think you had it easy. What would you
Mhm.
like to say to those who don't know your full story?
Um well, I ain't gonna lie, just have an open mind and watch this interview. Shit. You probably learn more about me. And if you still choose to hate on me after that, fuck you.
Type shit. You know what I'm saying? Type
You
shit,
feel
bro.
me?
Hey,
This fuck you. You know what I mean? This is not a place for hatred. This is a place for open mindedness, and this is a place for, you feel me, just making fire music and getting geeked, getting hot. That's it.
type shit, man. Hey, I ain't mad at you, bro. You living your life how you live it. You know what I mean? I do want to say to everybody out there to each their own, stay sober if possible. But if you
Of
getting,
course, yeah, definitely stay
yeah,
sober. But
yeah, but if you getting litty, hey, do your thing, bro. Like I try to tell people, everybody lifestyle different. Don't be nobody to judge. That's the moral of all that, you know, because
mhm.
people don't know everybody's story. And like I said, bro, everybody got their cup of tea. You know, don't worry about what's in my cup. Worry about what's in yours. You know what I'm saying? Tell them,
Yeah, I'm
yeah,
saying.
tell them,
You
bro.
feel me?
Everybody got their own cup of tea, but don't be worried about what's in my shit. Worry about what's in your shit. But let's go ahead and get these few questions. So I go ahead and let you do your shout outs and everything. You know, we gonna super rush out of here. But I want to
Sure.
say that if your dad could hear your music today, what do you think his reaction would be?
Well, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think he'd like it. I don't think he'd like it. I'm gonna be honest, because it's not his type of music. He was into bagpipes, and he liked country music, and he also like Narcos Corridos. So I grew up listening to a lot of that, and I grew up listening to Narcos Corridos. I grew up listening to bagpipes and country music with him. And then my mom, she likes rock, like she likes Metallica, and she
Okay.
likes like Slipknot, like very heavy metal. And I kind of found hip hop on my own. When I was younger, I was like 9, 10, going on my dad's computer listening to the Chief Keef Macaroni Time.
Type shit, bro.
Chief Keef, yeah, bro. I'd be like sneaking it because I like to make sure he didn't hear it. Like I'd be listening
Blow
to
my
like Chief.
high. All that.
Yes, bro. Chief Keef. I used to listen to OD Chief Keef. I listened to a lot of Thousand Band Fonty growing up. Definitely Rich
Metal
the Kid,
Bang,
Famous
all that.
Dex. Yeah, bro. This rapper named Lil Shorty too. I used to listen to a lot. Those are my like inspirations for music, like Lil Shorty. Definitely Chief Keef. Gotta show love to Sosa. And
Heck yeah.
like Summers too. I like a lot of early Summers. I used to listen to a lot of his music on my dad's computer. And you always get pissed at me. He's like, "What's this song am I recommended?" And I was like, "It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
I'm dead.
It wasn't me."
Bro's like, what you mean? I want to listen to Chief Keef 300 shots.
Bang bang.
Yeah, so for real though, bro. Not real talk, bro. But I do want to say this, bro. We gonna go ahead and hop to these next few questions, though. Um, when fans and supporters listen to your music, what do you hope they take away from your story?
I hope they take away from my story that um I'm very passionate about making music, and I hope they take away from my story that a lot of songs they have meaning to them. I'm just some songs like I'm rapping about getting geeked, you know what I mean, and other stuff that definitely is a bit exaggerated and has a little bit of hyperbole to it. But also a lot of songs that are deep and that I talk about my pops passing away, like Still the Same remix. I remix Autumn's track on there.
Yeah,
That definitely has a lot of meaning. Like fighting addiction, like is something very real. And you know, I just want you to take away. I make turned up songs. I'm a versatile artist. That's what I want you to take away. I make turned up songs, but I also make songs that you know what I mean can get you in your feels. And I'm also very lyrical too. When the time is needed, I was just messing around a couple nights ago. I hopped on like an old school '90s beat, just like feel me messing around. So I might drop that soon or I might not. Depends on how I'm feeling.
well, hell yeah, man. You know we can't wait to hear that. I'll go ahead and end it with this last question, and then after this question, you go ahead and give your shout outs, who you want to shout out, give them a last message and all. But this kind of acquires to all that as well. I mean, applies to all that as well. I don't know why I said acquire, but what's next for Route 7 Grant musically and personally?
What's next musically is that I'm gonna blow the fuck up. What's next personally is that I'm gonna be dropping a lot more music. I'm gonna be having a lot more trillers. And what's next? What's next? Just in general, it's only gonna go up for here from here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And hey, and when y'all see him blow up, y'all better come tapping in this interview and come clip this shit. Y'all better come clip this shit. I bet
I'm
this
gonna
shit
I'm
go
gonna
viral.
repost it. I'm gonna repost it. I'm gonna
Yeah.
repost it. If I blow up, if I get like I don't know when I blow up, I'm gonna get
Wait.
millions of followers, right? I'm gonna post it. I'm gonna at the account. I'm gonna be like, yo, tap in, and I'm gonna tap in with you for a follow up.
Now I appreciate you, bro. But real talk, even regardless of even just showing love and support, I just wanted as proof. You know what I mean? Even again, that's real talk. That's being a real solid one for showing that love back. But I'm so solid. I didn't want nothing back, and the recognition. That's again not expected, but appreciated. But at the same time, bro, it's just so that there's proof that y'all seen and y'all heard it here. That when, because they know if when he blows up.
When I blow
Y'all
up.
Yup, y'all gonna come back and check it out here and be like, damn, this was the proof right here when he said it spoken into existence and he meant it. So I want to say, bro, much love and respect for you coming on here. Make sure you guys go check him out on YouTube, on Instagram, everywhere. Go ahead, boss. Give your last shout outs. Let the people know where to find you, where to tap
I
in and all
got you.
that. I want to thank you for coming on here.
I bet. So shout out most importantly my mom. Shout out my friends, man. They like family to me. But shout out Ace, man. Shout out Crazy Will 203. Shout out T Dot. Big shout out to T Dot, man. Shout out to all three of my family friends I just listed. You feel me? Shout out Bandana Saint. Shout out Rocket. Shout out Jacob G's. There's a bunch more. Shout out Five. Shout out Swipe Five. Shout out Two Glocks. Shout out Shout out my dad, most importantly. Shout out everybody that helped me get to where I'm at now and helped me in my music journey. I appreciate y'all a lot, especially all the producers. Yo, I fuck with producers. Any producers, type in with me, send some beats. But, I appreciate y'all because without producers, us artists would be nothing. So they really like the bread and butter with this shit. So Shout out the producers. Shout out Black Boy Max. Shout out, man. That's it. That's all I got.
I want to say thank you again. Once again, shout out to your peoples, everybody that's showing love and support. Everybody that tapped in today, make sure you show love and support. Go follow all that. Thank you guys. It's always love. You guys know what to do. And if you're more than welcome, if you're around Denver, Colorado, October 18th, tap in, bro. I'll let you in to come see what's up with the show.
I'll
And
see
just
if I can get a flight.
we network. It's a networking event. So if you want to tap
Mm-hmm.
in and meet other artists and get in for free, I got you, bro. All the people that have done interviews with us off the bat get a free ticket. You already know.
Bet.
All right, then,
All
man.
right.
All right, stay tuned, man. Stay blessed, bro. Denver, Colorado, October 18th, Federal Boulevard from 11 a.m. to 10:45 p.m. Performances from 3 p.m. to till it ends. And just come network with people from Cali, from Missouri, everywhere. Got a few people from a different states all tapping in. All right,
That sounds fire.
stay blessed,
All
man.
right.
Talk to you
Safety.
soon, bro. Yes, sir. We'll hit
Talk
that
to you
park,
later.
sir.